Hello, dear students. Today, we are going to discuss three major theories of moral development. As you might recall, moral autonomy, which was discussed in the previous topic, can only be achieved when you have undergone sufficient moral development. Three major theories of moral development are Piaget's theory, Kohlberg's theory, and Gilligan's theory. Piaget's theory was proposed by a Swiss psychologist named Jean Piaget in 1936. According to him, a child goes through three stages of moral development. They are pre-moral, moral realism, and moral relativism. In pre-moral stage, a child has little understanding of rules. There is no moral sense and one cannot carry out complex mental operations. A child does things which makes them happy without any particular reason. You might have noticed that no matter how many times we try to direct a child in this stage not to do something, it will still do it. Next stage is the stage of moral realism. In this stage, a person regards rules as sacrosanct, which means the sense of morality is based on what parents or elders dictate. It can be based on the fear of consequences too. The next stage is moral relativism. A person understands that morality is not just about obeying authority, but it is also one's internal responsibility. People consider the outcome before committing to an action. They acknowledge rules and know that it can be changed if everyone agrees. These are the three stages of Piaget's theory. Now let's move on to Kohlberg's theory. It was proposed by an American psychologist, Lawrence Kohlberg. According to him, there are 3 levels and 6 stages of moral development. The first level, that is pre-conventional, has 2 stages. 1. Obedience and punishment. Here a person obeys rules and regulations handed down by authorities. Sense of right and wrong is determined by what gets punished and what does not. The second stage is individualism and exchange. In this stage, a person believes he or she is generous or moral but is actually self-absorbed. They are likely to expect a reward for every non-selfish act. For example, a child who is not given a very good by the teacher for doing a homework becomes demoralized even though it's his or her moral duty to do the homework. After this, we move on to the second level, that is conventional morality. Here we have the third stage, good boy or good girl orientation. It focuses on the children entering their teenage who see the approval of peers very important. They emphasize on nice behavior just to be on the good books of others. We move on to stage 4. It is the one of law and social order. People start getting concerned about the society as a whole. They emphasize on maintaining social order by respecting the authority. Moral development is in majority of people ends with this stage. Next comes the level 3, that is post-conventional morality. Here we have the 5th stage, that is the stage of social contract. People start realizing that maintaining social order must not be at the expense of individual rights. They believe that laws must be framed by society only through consensus. The 6th stage, that is universal ethical principles, is the highest stage of moral reasoning. Here, people are ready to go beyond rules and regulations to get the evolved sense of justice, even at the cost of their own life. Only a very few people reaches this level. An example to explain the last three stages can be put like this. The government brings a new law which is not right. People in the fourth stage, that is law and social order, obeys it without any question. People in the fifth stage, social contract, tries to bring a change by forming a dialogue and staying within their limits. People in the sixth stage, that is universal ethical principle, goes outright against the law and tries to bring about the change at any cost. If you look around carefully, you can easily find people belonging to each category. The final theory is Gilligan's theory. It was put forward by Carol Gilligan, who was a student of Lawrence Kohlberg. She felt that Kohlberg's theory was not sufficient to explain women's psychology. Therefore, she put forward a theory which has three stages to explain moral development in a woman. This theory is based on care for others and self-survival. In the first stage, that is pre-conventional, a woman stands for her individual survival without any particular care for others and her responsibilities. In the second stage, that is conventional, a woman gives up all her individuality to commit to her responsibilities and care for others. In the third stage, post-conventional, a woman carries out all her responsibilities and do care for others without sacrificing her individuality. The best example for this is that of our mothers. Women who hold a graduate or postgraduate degree who remain with the tag of homemaker belongs to the second stage, and those who come out of that tag to make a living for themselves without giving up on the responsibilities belong to the third stage. By that, we come to the end of the topic, theories of moral development.